All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, it is I, Craft Chest, here, and we're going from an inspirational video into story time with Craft Chest. It's been a long time since I've actually done this, but you know what? I actually went out in the real world today and did real people things other than working and paying bills and coming home. I actually got up this morning with every intention of getting things done by lunchtime, getting in here, being done with stuff, finishing up on my projects, and I should be streaming by 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest. Shit, by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I passed out from mental just overload, needed to just lay down and decompress. And as you can see, I look kind of beat up. My sleep schedule's been kind of jacked up, so last night I forced myself to go to sleep. I just laid there until I went to sleep. So I didn't get but like 3 hours sleep. I mean, I laid down at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I lay there, and I lay there, and it's 3 o'clock, and I get up, and I go back down. And it's like, so I've been trying to, I get sleepy, like right here. I'll be sitting around reading or whatever. I'll get kind of sleepy. It's like, oh, good, I'm going to bed. And I'll go lay down, whoo, wide awake. So my sleep's been just get jacked up. Of course, I have been doing tons and tons of research and reading online for the past week on a project that I'm working on the side for some supplemental income, which that'll be a future video coming up here. One of the things I mentioned in the last video, that may or may not work, but we're going to do it anyway. Investments, baby. Investments. So anyway, let's get on with this story. So I get up this morning, and I had every intention in the world to just go renew my tag, cash my last payroll check, go to Walmart, pick up a few supplies for the rest of the month that I would need for food and shaving cream, which I've been out of shaving cream for a week, so I could get some shave on. And I haven't shaved since like Christmas either. Native Americans don't need to shave, baby. It takes like forever. I wouldn't even have to shave at all if I hadn't started back when I was a teenager. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I just need to get a few supplies. There's like, $40 worth of supplies today. Simple enough, right? Go renew my tag, cash a check, get some groceries and some personal hygiene stuff. GG, we're done. Let's come home. Not so simple. The first thing was super simple. Going to renew my tag because it's literally like, 4 miles up the road here. Straight shot. Boom. And I don't know about anybody else, but that kind of started my day off with a little anxiety because as silly as it sounds, for some reason, I get a real sense of, anxiety whenever I go do either like tag renewal or license renewal or things like that. And I shouldn't, because I've never done anything wrong to my knowledge. I don't have any, type of record to my knowledge or, contempts or benches or all those other, I don't know what kind of law things I got going on. But I always just get this big sense of anxiety, like butterflies and just dread over me whenever I have to go do things like that. Am I the only one, or does anybody else out there get that? Let me know down in the comments. So anyway, I go there and I'm like, all right, we can do this. It's not a big deal. I got money, got my little card here, got my registration. We're good to go. So I pull up. And when I pulled up there, it had to have been, oh man, no exaggeration, like 20 cars in the parking lot. I'm like, oh man, that's going to be a while. So I'm pulling up, and the closer I got to the door, the bigger the weight just pushed down on me, going, breathe, you can do this. I go in, there ain't nobody in that building. I just walk up to the line, and the lady helps me. And me being me, I'm like, she's looking all like people do in those places. Like they're having a sense of dread just being there. So I was like, so how's everybody's New Year's going so far? Yeah. Like, whatever. So anyway, the one lady to the side, she struck up something and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, they're having a good old time. So got over that. Got in, got out, no problems. Whew, sigh of relief, okay? So at this time, I got up at 7. At this time, by the time I got up, coffee, all that, 10 o'clock in the morning, on the dot, when I walked out to my car. I was like, cool. I'm going to go cash this check, get my supplies. I'll be done, 11, maybe 12 o'clock. And we're done. We're back at the house. Finish up on little projects I've been working here, and we'll be ready to stream. Whoo, was I wrong? Oh my God, was I wrong? So I make the trek over to the bank that our company that I work for has a corporate account with. Okay? All the stores deal with these banks. Okay? All of them, to my knowledge, deal with these banks. They deal with one or two banks. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want anybody coming up here with the wrong ideas that this is a bash video. No, it's not. This is just a story time with Craft Chest type of video. And those of you that have known it over the years know that this type of shit has to be said. So I go to the bank. Everything's fine. I walk up to the window, and I was like, I pull out my ID. I got the check, had it all ready, tore off, ready to go. I was like, before I sign this, just to make sure there's not going to be the problem. See, I was thinking ahead. I ain't endorse it or nothing. I said, can you check and make sure that it's okay for me to cash this check just due to the amount of it? So she takes the check. She looks kind of crazy. I was like, I sat there for a second. And she goes, yeah, just a minute. I was like, is something wrong? And her little counterpart off to the side, I guess her little gossip buddy, back behind their bulletproof glass so they can pretty much act the way they want to act because nobody can reach up and snatch a knot in their head. We got another one of these. I'm like, is there a problem? We do have a corporate account with you guys. Yeah, but the problem is it's made out to XYZ Bank down here, and we're XYY Bank. I was like, okay, well, still, we have an account with you guys. It's a check. It's a good check. So what would be the issue? Because it's not us. I'm like, okay, do I need to leave? Do I give my check and ID back? And she goes, no, I can do it. Just, we may have to go through a third party. Do you have an account with us? I was like, no, ma'am, I don't. I was just wanting to cash it, and I was going to go put it in my account. This is just the bank we deal with. And since it was the amount it is, I wanted to go ahead and just see if I could do it here. And I'm sitting there looking crazy, and she's sitting there looking at me like I done growed about 3 heads. Her little friend off to the side over there was looking even more crazy, like I did something wrong. So she goes and does what she has to do, and she comes back and goes, sir, you already have an account with us. You're going to have to go over there and talk with that lady back there, the Wizard of Oz, behind the curtain, and she'll update your information, then you can come back in line. I was like, okay, whatever. And so I went over, blah, blah, blah. The lady, I go over and talk to the lady. She's super, super nice, whoever the lady behind the desk was. So thank you for being nice. She goes, oh, yes, sir, you have an account with us. This is an older account. She goes, I'm having the number I see under here. She was like, blah, 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 555, whatever. I was like, whoa, dude, that was a long time ago. That was like 2001 or something, way back. So we're laughing about it, ha, 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 whatever. She updates the information, and she goes, what are you trying to do? I was like, I'm just trying to cash a check is all I'm trying to do. Just payroll check. So I go back up to the window after all that's said and done, and I get the other girl that was looking crazy with her herpes lip. Yeah, I'm gonna point you out in case you see your little herpes going over there. Good job. Anyway, so I was like, she updated my information, and she says my account information is updated, that you can go ahead and do this. So I give it to her, and she looks at it, and she goes, is this your payroll check? I was like, yeah. Was this how much you get paid? I was like, yeah. And I was like, probably more than you make. I don't know why you looking crazy. There's a lot of numbers on that check. Anyway, so I didn't say that, but anyway, I was like, yeah, that's my payroll check. And so she goes, and I'm waiting just like you're waiting for me to get on with the story. She goes, I'm still going to have to go through the third party, and it's going to be a few minutes before we get a response back from them. If you'll go have a seat. I was like, all right. So I go over and I sit down. And before I did, I was like, can I have my ID back? I was like, you got all my information, you got my social, all that. No, I have to keep your ID. I was like, yeah, of course. Let's make this as difficult as humanly possible. Of course. So I go over and I sit down. And I did say that out loud. So she calls me back up and she says through the third party, I guess she's texting back and forth to somebody on a computer. I have no clue. Never have I had to go through this to cash a check. It's 2017, now 2018. It's 2018. Not in the year 2000. It's the year 2018. It was a check for less than $3,000. Okay? Valid ID, proof where I work, military ID, and everything else that a person could need. An updated account with their bank. And the lady asked me, sir, the third party company is wanting to know why you took so long to cash this check. I said, December? Christmas? Really? Christmas time? Like, is that really a question that needs to be asked? And I got to thinking, I was like, wait a minute. She looks crazy because I said that. And I really did. I looked like that. I went, are you serious? Christmas time? And it's like January 3rd, people. Not like it's February 28th. It's January the 3rd. The check was issued on December the 17th. It didn't get to my mailbox until December the 28th. After Christmas. 7 days ago. Why is that a long time? She goes, I'm just asking. That's what I was like, that's stupid. And you should just tell them that is. And you can tell them everything that I just said. Hopefully, it's speech to text. I'm sitting here going, if it's going to, I was like, ma'am, I really, honestly don't want to be rude about this. But I did not realize that I was going to have to go through an interview process like I'm taking out a fucking home loan. All right, it's a check. If it's that big of a problem, give it back to me and I will leave and go someplace else. Because this ain't even worth it. Well, no, we're just about done here. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then she comes back and says, this is the kicker. They said they'll cash it, but it's going to cost you $38 to cash this check. I went, of course, absolutely. Why not? I was like, who are you dealing with? The mob? Who are you on the phone with? I was like, is the person's name Rizzo on this screen? I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, I'm being extorted by a bank at this point. I mean, seriously, $38 to cash a check at a bank that I have an account with. Since when is that a thing? I honestly, at this point, in my mind, am exhausted. Because now we went from 10 o'clock in the morning, getting to the bank about 10:15, because that's about how long it took to get there. It is now noon. Okay? To cash one payroll check. I could have went and found an XYZ bank. Because that's another reason why I went to this bank, because there were no XYZ banks that were on the check. I didn't even think about it. Didn't even think it was a thing until the lady said it. But at the same time, once I thought about it, I was like, there's not even one of those. The closest one is way over here, 20 miles away. Which I guess I should have went 20 miles away to their bank and been done with it. Oh my gosh. So after I've been through this whole interview process, okay, I've been extorted. Finally, the lady runs the check and she cashes it out. Would you like an envelope? Nope, just give me the money. I will put it in the envelope I got. Just give it here. Thank you. Have a good day. And I left. I'm walking out of this bank feeling like I have just been beat down. Folks, I couldn't make this stuff up if I wanted to. What in the actual... It's 2018. Why does it take... What did I say? Yeah, it was like 10 minutes till 12 almost. So we got 10:15 to 11:15. 11:15 to that's an hour and a half. Hour and 40 minutes it took me to cash one check. That was under $3,000. Woo! So I take my rent money out of this, and I'm starting to separate them. Like, this needs to go here, this is going there, this is for this fund, this is for bills, here's my rent, blah, 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 this is my groceries, I'm keeping this out, and I go on about it. So I go into Walmart, and I grab my little stuff, and so I get in my car, and it's like, all I wanted to do, and I'm thinking this whole time, I done left the bank 30 minutes ago. All I wanted to do was cash a check and go home. That's all I wanted. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to do any roadblock. I just wanted to cash a check. That's it. I wanted to renew my tag, cash a check, grab some groceries, and go home. That's it. And so I'm in my car just feeling defeated. And I'm like, I need comfort food. And so I took it, reached in my little thing. I was like, here's my mad money, my little $20 bill that I got left over after everything. And I went to Wendy's and I grabbed a triple cheeseburger. I'm not even going to, I have no shame. I grabbed it and I was like, I was just sitting here eating it, stuffing fries down my throat and drinking. And I passed out, everybody. I passed out. It was like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whenever I was going to do more research. And I just curled up on my pillow in the bed. Didn't even get undressed. I just threw my shirt off and jumped on. I was like, and I just felt like I was abused this morning, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's 2018. We shouldn't have to go through. I even know for a fact that most places, all right, have photo. You can take a picture of the checks nowadays and put it directly to your account. If you can do that, now here's what I'm saying, and it's a good point. If you could take a picture of a check and it go into your account, why on earth did I have to go through all that? And one of the things the ladies did say, well, they have to make sure you are who you say you are and that this check is good and valid. I was like, all right. So I'm thinking to myself, and that's one of the thoughts that popped in my mind. I didn't say it because I was trying not to be rude. But I'm thinking to myself, you could take a picture of a check and y'all take that for the gospel, baby, because you ain't got to deal with it. But I walk in the bank and it's like, hands up, don't shoot. I mean, it's like, what the hell going on around here? Oh my gosh. Next time, I'm just going to Walmart. I don't care what the fee is. I don't care if it's more. And I curled up. And I stayed there in the bed. I don't know, about 4 o'clock. I took about a 3-hour nap. And then I started doing calculations on bills and projects and all that. But folks, I don't even know, man. That was an adventure. 3 things is all I did today. Yep. So I guess I'm done with this video. If you're still here, I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, share. Start doing those things, please. Because we're going to kick this into high gear. And one thing that a couple of people's actually suggested, I don't know why I would do this, but I might have to actually start a secondary channel. For some reason, I'm going to get my Google AdSense squared away. I'm going to have to call them or something because they're saying my monies ain't going into the account from here. And I do have some fundage that needs to be transferred to my account. Guess you can call them. I don't know. It's a craft of the mind. Everybody go out there and have some fun. And I feel better after telling that story. See you later. Thanks for watching. Woo!